皆さんどうも、ライトと申します。Hey, this is Light and welcome. If you're learning Japanese, I hope this story will inspire you to keep moving forward, keep learning, or to actually know your vision for learning Japanese and maybe give up. Maybe it's not something you want to do going forward. And I'm surrounded by over 20 books, and I'm going to go through a story that's kind of summarizing my life learning Japanese. And maybe you can relate, maybe you know a few of the books, and I would love to know what you think about your journey, your vision going forward, and the reasons why you learn Japanese. At the end, I think the summary is really important, and so I hope you stick around for that. Now, first of all, I learned Japanese not through Pokemon, right? I was 5-6 years old. I played the Pokemon Blue, Yellow, and Red in English, and I studied English from an early age. On the computer, right, to read, right? And this book is my boy's book, and I have 3 kids, and my boy is learning some kanji by reading the furigana above the kanji characters, which is pretty simple. If you want this book, I'm gonna show you the ISBN number at the back over there, so you can search this on Amazon, and I bought it at Book Off, which is a second-hand book, for much cheaper, and this is the original price. Now, after this, I really liked, well, I still do like, but I don't read it at this current moment, Death Note. I like the mindset of the characters and how they use their intelligence, so to speak, to solve puzzles or real life puzzles, right? Difficult situations. And I think this is very valid for solving problems in your own life. You don't want to work harder. You want to first think it through and try to say, well, this is going to influence my life 20%, this decision is 30%, the risk is this high, and then you make a decision. I'm very impulsive, and this helped me a bit to make better decisions. And I like the story so much that I got many of the versions, and I also got to know or to learn the Japanese, right? And even though it's hard, my motivation wasn't to say, okay, I want to learn this vocabulary, this word. I thought, like, I wanted to just read the story. And if you're into fishing or you're into a certain sport, right, then you want to get something related to that and improve your Japanese. Well, it's kind of like a fresh hobby in your mind. You want to pursue it still in Japanese because you're going to get locked and just absorbed into it. Then during the Death Note, kind of after that phase, I went to Bakido. So Baki is more like a fighting anime and manga. And I thought in my life, if I take all my I would say, I don't really have hate, but like anger and fears and anxiety, and you put it into your workouts, you can become a healthier human being. You don't have to scream at your kids, shout at your girlfriend, or become a sad human being. You want to use that as fuel, and then you want to get the most positive result, right, for your health. And I think that's what hatred and fear and all those things can really motivate you to sculpt your body, right? Then later after that, I moved into a JLPT phase where I got so many JLPT books. I even showed you, because if you want to work in Japan, it's great to know some business Japanese and actually be able to read, write, speak. And because I live in Japan, Japanese wife, 3 kids, I need to do homework with my kids, I need to take them to the hospital, etc. Then after that, I also got a friend to post me an actual Joyo Kanji book of the kanji they learn in school. That's why I do know all the kanji for my book Kanji Cafe I'm creating, and the readings and stroke order, etc. But after this, I decided, it's really boring just to take this by itself, so you want to blend it up with something you enjoy. That's a great thing for kanji. It might be a game, or it might be a book. Wanda is a great series if you want to learn about something. In my case, I wanted to learn more about the world, like Chikyu with my kids. So it's a pretty thick book. It's very durable and a bit pricey. So if I check the back, oh, there's no price there, but I bought this also at the second-hand store. But you might want to look into this brand if you want to learn about like animals or like a general topic. Space would be amazing. Then you can learn about something you enjoy with furigana. So it's going to give you a usual like a header topic, and then it's going to go into a description with the furigana covering the kanji, and then it's going to go into some like diagrams and pictures, and just it's very eye friendly, like colorful, the size is good and very informative. So even if you take 2 pages a day just learning something while you're learning Japanese in general, you know, learning about the world, I think this is an amazing way if you don't know where to start, because it's general knowledge and something you're interested in, right? Good. And I might do an in-depth video of this book because I do recommend it. At least have one of these in your home. And having kids, I need to be honest, having kids, oftentimes no TV, no games, nothing. What they do is they take the books, they just page through it, and they see what picture captures their mind, and they just start reading. And then I don't bother them. Then they can spend like, I don't know, an hour or so just being into the book. And yeah, that's what you want. You want handyful things lying around in your house. Whenever they get into that, in the zone, then you just leave them. Next. So in my life, I went through many phases, and one is also psychology. I learned that psychology is other people's psychology is not something I enjoy, to trick people and sales and all those, but I do enjoy learning how my own mind works, because our mind is the best weapon as humans, right? So if you learn how to use your mind, and not necessarily like trick your mind, but you want to make the right moves so that tomorrow morning you want to wake up, be excited about the day, so set those goals. Whatever motivates you, you want to learn about your own mind and how you can improve your lifestyle. Good. Also how to speak and ways to think. I think I'm more focused on my mindset rather than what other people think, right? So you have to find what works for you. And the Carnegie series, they're pretty good, but they're pretty difficult and a little bit old, so but still a good read. Then I went to software, creating things to make my own life easier. I have my own kind of schedule book on my computer. Everything is like all the software I just created. Right, and then you want to maybe go into some AI and programming. So I got some programming books to help me and to help me understand more about not just programming, but creating games, right? The structuring, how do you use the different languages in game development and the game engines. And this is the phase or the kind of moment I have to stop and say, this is the last book, I think, representing the chapter in my life. I'm making games on Steam now. I have 4 or 5 games on Steam, more coming. Biggest one is the Japanese Playnese, Master Japanese now on Steam if you want to check that out. But yeah, everything in the comment section if you're interested. But I think my question to you is, what is your life cycle, your Japanese learning journey? What does it look like? Is it just a bunch of JLPT study books, or just learn this and that grammar point, or is it actually a story you can tell and say, you know, I'm interested in this, so I'm going to get something about health? I think nutrition is something we all should know about, right? So 1 banana is maybe 100 calories, or you need to kind of think and say, I like this and that, so I'm going to learn, and also balance that with what is important. Passing a test, getting a job, and mix it up. Make your own story, make your own motivational story, your own drama about learning Japanese, because maybe I'm not going back to some of these books. Maybe I'll forever leave them. But what is really important is at that time, I was so into them that I couldn't put them down, right? I would stay up all night just absorbing them. And that is one fast way of learning Japanese. It's not necessarily to sit down and get to know all the words, but it's to take your phase in your life and say, where am I now? And what will make me learn Japanese while enjoying the process? Good. So 10 years of learning Japanese, it's not about sitting for 10 years learning it, but it's more about picking what you like in that time in your life and move forward and do that every single year.